We're recording on my computer. We are going to share. And then let me know when you see the screen.
We can see it.
We see it.
Awesome. So today's training is on the My C21 website. All of you have a website through Zap that we set up, which is tied to your MLS. The My C21 site is fed off the national corporate website. So we all know that we have a C21.com website, which is our Century 21 website. So what happens is when we set up this feed, the website that we're setting up for an agent, the IDX feed is from this website. That's why your website, once you set up the Century 21 website, I'm going to go step by step on how to set it up. It'll showcase every listing in the country. One of the reasons that we are going through showing this is if you look on the Century 21 website, now it showcases that we are here so you can be there announcing live open houses. So what will happen is as people are putting in open houses, the first properties here that will show up are the ones that have a virtual open house. So they're really pushing that nationwide, which is actually a really good thing. They're working on the idea of having that incorporated on the Century 21 agent website, the My C21 site that I'm going to show you. So how do you get there? So basically what you got to do is you got to sign into 21online.com. Once you're signed in, you could either type in My C21 site right here, or you go to the menu and says, I would like to promote yourself, which is yourself, and I need to go to the My C21 website. Really simple to do. Once you get there, it'll tell you what it's designed to do, create your own customizable. You can read all the information, or you can come right down here and say, start today and claim your website, right there. You click on that. Now ignore how my screen looks because I have admin access. The Century 21 site gives you access to 3 websites that you can set up. We're only going to do the one right now, the English version. The other 2 are set up similar because the agents can take advantage of a residential website that accesses national properties in English, in Spanish, or commercial listings. These are all the websites for our company, so we're going to ignore those. So we find the first one, agent website, and the first thing you do is you hit edit. Really simple to do. And we're going to go break this section down section by section because it looks overwhelming, but it's not, trust me. The first thing it says, what domain would you like? So typically most people, I would tell them, keep it your name. If it's Michael Gutierrez, or if Mike wants MikeG.c21.com, it's like perfect. That is simple. Or Kevin Lopez.c21.com. He's like, you know what, that's perfect. I'll keep that. So once you figure out your domain and what you want it, you go get started. Then it says it automatically takes you to your personal profile. Then it says, hey, what I'd like you to do is make sure that this information here is correct. If it's not correct, contact myself, Raquel, Shelly, basically, because what we have to do, or Mike, or the managers, we have to go into Dash and make some changes to make sure we have the right data. Then over here it says personal tag. Would you like to put a personal tag or a personal footer tag? So basically what that is sample website for training purposes would show up right here on the header. So it's just like an intro. Your local realtor or your local bilingual realtor here to serve you, whatever tagline you want to do. The bottom one will show up right underneath the logo, right down in here, whatever little tagline you want to put. So simple as that. You could leave it blank. Nobody's going to know that it's missing. So once you verify this information, you're going to go save. Basically what it's going to do is take you to the next section. It automatically takes you. Once you get really familiar with this, you can go back and forth through here without having to go here and follow the next steps. So now it says, hey, so what service area do you service? Typically, this will show my areas based on the closings you've had. So most agents, if you're brand new, like, well, Bob, I don't have a lot of markets, then what you do, you says, I need to show all areas right here. So my service market, and then I also want to pick company. So you can go through, and these are where the company has done closings. So if you want to grow your business to say, you know, I want to showcase that I also service Paso Robles and Pismo, that is great. Once you pick the cities that you want to service, you down below it says, hey, would you like to put a message so people will know? Right above the cities that you service, a message you can type up. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, there's no better time to contact me, your local Century 21 agent, and blah, 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 whatever you want to write in. Once you do that, you hit save. This information right here, the service market, is going to show you right here exactly what I wrote. These are the cities that I had selected. The client can say, let me click more, and they can see the additional service cities that they want. They can click on each one of these and get the information for Visalia. And it's basically going to show medium income, population, going to show a city. It's going to show the demographical areas, the school information, and etc. Population, household income, medium income, etc. So, and then of course the crime statistics and everything else that you want. So it's kind of cool to showcase whatever cities that you would like to showcase. Really simple to do. If you leave this verbiage blank and you only select the cities, then it's not a big deal, because right where it says service area, it'll leave this section blank and it'll just show cities. Not a big deal at first when you set this up. Once you go through here, you save and continue. It asks, what area do you want to feature? I tell most agents, just leave it automatic. Do not mess with this, because most of the time you're not going to go back and forth. So when you set this website up, ideally, there is almost zero maintenance once it's set up. So this section, leave it blank. Featured banner allows you to create a banner if you would choose to, and showcase it right above where it says Bob Patel. Right in there, it'll put a little banner. 90% of the time, most people don't want to put a banner because they just want to leave it nice and clean, and they don't want to go through and design a banner and have it sitting up there. So it's not a big deal. If you leave it blank, just leave it blank. Okay, so that's featured banner. So if you don't want to do a featured banner, you go, hey, next. Very simple. You selected the areas that you want to service, and you're like, I'm not worried about featured area. I'm not worried about banner. I just need to do a welcome message. The typical welcome message will show this based on how I check these cities that I want to service. Or ideally, you would go in here, this bottom section, and you type up a custom message, because you want to put in, hey, my name is so-and-so. You want to write some information through here that'll showcase on your website right here. I have wrote this up as close as I can to a standard agent. So when you guys set yours up, just go to mine, take this information, let's say right here. Nope, didn't want to click on that. Take this information from here, copy it, paste it into your section in here, and then edit the verbiage if that's what you want to do. Adding the picture, super simple. So basically, if I delete this, this is how I would have pasted that information. Then it says most people want to showcase an image in here. So what you would do is you would go to, say, photo, this little icon right here. It says, okay, where is the URL to the photo? So the photo cannot be on your computer. It has to be on the web somewhere. So how do you fix that? We're going to go through and just say Century 21 seal. And I'm going to go somewhere where I can find, well, that didn't help. I should put Century 21 seal and find anywhere that I want. I don't want those. I don't want that one. I'll take that one. So this one will work. So what I need to do is I need to right click on this photo and say, open this image in a new tab. The reason why I want to do that, it opens it here, but I have this URL right here that I want. So if I take that and paste that image here, go to alternate text, and I'm going to explain what that is. And then see, this image is 1200 by 1200, which will take the entire page. So this is where you would play around. Says I wanted 300 wide. I go 250 wide and 300 high. And this is just generic showing you how it's going to do it. So if I want the verbiage to start on the right-hand side, then I would tell it, align this image to the left. So the verbiage will go right here, right next to the logo, and work its way down and wrap around. And then I also want to add a little bit of a space and vertical space. So what it does is adds this little border right here at the bottom, right here at the top, and here and here. So if I made this bigger, you will see 20, 20. So see how it adds that little bit of spacing, so you get a border so that logo is not right on top of the text. And I told it to sit to the left. So when I do that, the image wraps around right there and works its way around that way. And I told it to give it a spacing that I want, so it's not right up to each other. So really simple to do. And like I told some of the other agents, when you are ready to set this up, please, if you're having trouble, call me and we will go through and set this website up step by step, and I'll do it with you. Once you've had this information, you said save. So typically, if an agent says, that's all I want to do, and I want to complete this website, I don't want to go through all the other suggested pages, because now you can add an about me page, a local community page. Like, Bob, I don't want to add all of those. I just need a website for landing. Then basically what you could do is go down here to here and preview and publish the website, and your website will go live. And so they don't, what happens if you do that, they won't see the additional pages here because you haven't created them, so they don't know they exist. So you can add the pages later, but the one thing that you do want to do is right here. What we want to do is on your website, when somebody puts in my listings, here they are, it will showcase every company listing in all 4 offices as if they were your listing. So if somebody looks in there, it's great, because we're hoping they want to, look at more information, and hopefully you pull up a buyer, because every one of these listings is one of our other agents' listings. So how do we do that? When you get to this listing options and featured properties, and it's typically selected my listings, or you can select I only want to showcase by say office listings, because that's the office I work. I don't want to showcase Bakersfield listings. I would showcase them all, even if you don't work the market, refer it out to somebody. So you would select here, and all you do is hit save. Once you do that and publish the site, this section will show up with all company listings. Any listing that anybody clicks on will automatically showcase your name and your phone number. Mine's wrong, and we've got to fix that. But right in here, it'll showcase any company listing. So one of the things I've got a lot of questions from agents currently is they want to create landing pages. Because maybe they want to do ads on Facebook, they want to do ads on Google, and they want a customer to go somewhere and a landing page. So this website is the perfect landing page. If you want them to go, right here is your website. Really simple, bobpatel.c21.com. If you want them to go to the contact me page, all you do is put that on your Facebook ad. Hey, for more information, contact me. Put that URL in there. They'll land right here. They can fill out this information and hit phone, email, or both, send, and you'll get a text message right to your cell, and it'll go right through Zap. So it'll wrap through Lead Router into Zap and send you a text message, which is really cool. Now, landing pages. So the easiest way to do a landing page is, I need you guys to write down a website called jotform.com. So jotform.com, I'm going to go to the home page. Well, not that one. I don't want to sign out. So jotform right here. So basically pricing, as you can tell, Jotform says, hey, I'll let you create up to 5 forms. 100 megabyte in storage. You can at least have 100 submissions a month. You're like, hey, most agents are like, hey, if I get 10 submissions, I'm happy because after an ad that I did. You can have up to 1,000 people look at it, and reports and fields, and it's HIPAA compliant for privacy. It'll have the JotForm branding, but this account is 100% free. So you could actually create 5 separate forms, put them on your website, or use the JotForm system. I'm going to show you how it works, and use that URL as a landing page and send people to says, hey, how much is my home worth? So in JotForm, I started working on a property inquiry form. Edit form. Probably got it open somewhere. See, like that. So it's really simple. What it does, it allows you to add elements. I need to add a field for a phone number. I need to add a field for an email. And you work your way through this. And if you need training, you're going to let me know. This section on the right will let you enhance it. It says I need the color of the page to be a certain color, etc. So there's a little different things you can do and layouts that you can choose. But this, to try to teach everybody how to use this, is not super simple. So I'd rather we do it one-on-one. Once you build a form and you start adding fields, like maybe there's an appointment section. Oh, I need to add that. You click it, it adds it at the bottom. And if you want to rearrange it, you move it wherever you want it, before question mark or whatever. And now they have a calendar appointment you just added. If somebody wants a drop down, boom, there it is. It says, okay, we're going to click in here and we're going to create the questions for the drop down. So you create the questions you want. So there'll be a drop down menu before they hit submit. So there's quite a bit of stuff that you can do in here. Multiple choice. I need a star rating. Oh, I want them to give me a rating. I need a rating scale, and ask a question. Hey, what do you think about this from 1 to 5? What is more important to you? And you ask a question and somebody will select it and submit it. And then you'll get a notification that they filled out the form. So there's a lot of things to do in here. We're not going to completely go through it. So that's what this section will do on the left. On the right, like I said, it'll let you customize it and do what you want to do and select themes and stuff like that. Once you select build the form, you says I have a setting. It says cool. What's the name? I did enable it. Yes, I did. I'm not doing any conditional logic. We're not going to go into that. That is something like if you sold something, because you can sell something using the form and it notifies you once the payment goes to PayPal, because you don't want to get notified if they haven't paid. We're going to skip that. This is where you add the email and how you want the email notifications. If you would like, when somebody fills out that form, to get a mobile notification, then it says download the JotForm app, log in, and then whenever somebody fills out that contact form and hits submit, it'll notify you right on your cell phone through the app that somebody just filled out an inquiry. Really simple, just by installing the app and being logged in. So that's how that works. And it says, would you like to integrate this with a whole bunch of slew of different websites? So it's like, yeah, there's a million things you can do with this. Then if you're going to, once you've set these conditions, it says, hey, do you want to give somebody just this link? So let's say Yolanda's doing an ad on Facebook, but I need a place to send them. You copy this link. And so when they click on this link that you put in your ad, it'll land them on this page right here. They fill out the form because this is all you wanted, something simple, submit. She'll get a text message notification on her phone if she installed the app. If not, she'll get an email. So that's where you tell it to do this. Then the system says, do you want to get a little bit more creative by embedding? And this is where it gets a little technical, so bear with me. So if you go to embed and you select source code, and like I said, when you guys are ready, you will call me and we will do this all over again. It'll let you go in, because I went in and created a page. I said home value. So in home value, when I created this page, there's a spot right in here. I put that code and added the form, just like that. And I'm going to show you how I did that. Yep, 925. So basically what the Century 21 website allows you to do, it says once you've finished your welcome message, which we already went through and did, it says, hey, would you like to add content? Would you like to add an About Me page, local buying community? You're like, no, I need to do more content. And says, okay, I need to add my own page, add new content page. And it says, how would you like it laid out? You have 5 options only. This is if you want a blank page and you start from blank. This is if you want an image. I would not do this one because the images have to be the exact size that it requires. It'll drive you crazy and drive me crazy. So let's skip that one. We're gonna go blank. This one is if you want a header, verbiage, and 6 little pictures. I would avoid that one with a heartbeat also. So I would go blank. I would choose this one, which just says, hey, put a full-size image and then whatever verbiage you want. Or, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you put a YouTube video and then put whatever verbiage you want below? Perfect. I can add a video, or it could be me, myself. It could be anything that I recorded and then put some verbiage right below and you're good to go, or add an image. So when I selected home value, I selected the one with the image. Here's the image in here. If I remove it, I'm going to show you. So this is how the page would look. It says, okay, I need to edit. It says, perfect. Where is it? This is the only time it'll let you upload a image. So I downloaded a photo that I wanted, this one. I'm going to write a caption. I will adjust this the way I want it because this is the frame, not this way. So I'm going to move it and adjust it exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to hit finalize the image. Continue. Now this photo goes in here. Then I write whatever I want. Hey, if you're planning on move, you need to go through a series of research, planning, whatever you want to do. And then we add this form right here. So now if on my website, on here, if somebody says home value, this page shows up, this contact form is there. Once they fill it in, they hit submit, I'll get notified by email. So all you do is copy that link, put it on your Facebook ad, Google ad, wherever you want, and let them land on this page, because that's what you want them to do. Let them land, and maybe they're like, oh, I want to find a home. Let me go look around. That's great. Now remember on JotForm, I said JotForm will let you create 5 forms for free. That's why this branding is here. It stays there unless you go for the paid version. To me, it doesn't matter who uses this form, and if somebody else sees it and they create their own, doesn't matter. Unless you decide you don't want it and you want to pay for the additional features. But if you're only creating 1 or 2 landing pages, there's no reason to do it. I would just stay with the free. They'll let you do enough things that you want to do that you'll be okay with it. That's how you would create this one, just like that one. This form right here, when you do custom content and you choose a blank page, then it lets you add whatever content you want. So in blank page, so if I was working with Nancy Castillo, I would, or whatever lender I'm working with, because of course on my website, I want to promote them to get that relationship. I would Google that particular lender. I would find their landing page. It says, okay, there it is, Nancy. I need this information, so I'm going to copy it. And of course, I would have went right here. This doesn't exist. I would have pasted it. You're like, perfect. I would have done the same thing with the contact information. I would have went here, copied that, pasted it right here. Now remember the photo. So I would go here at the beginning and I would say image. Boom. It says, okay, where is the picture that you want to add? So same thing on Nancy. I would see if I could right click on her, open image in a new tab. Boom. Here it is. That's her. So I'm going to take this picture, this link, copy it because that's where the photo exists, and tell the system, here it is. Hit an alternate tab. Nancy Castillo. I decide the width. If I want to add a border, I can go 20 and see it puts a black border. Or I could say, you know what, I don't want a border. I do want spacing. If I want it on the right here, I want to do maybe a 5 and a 5, and I want her image to the left. So it goes to the left. If I had chosen her image to go to the right, it would have moved her to the right. But I wanted that little border around her picture, because if not, if I would have left this blank, she would have been butted up right against that text right there. So you're like, it doesn't look so right, so I better add some spacing, put her back left, because I'm more used to having it left, and add that little bit of a spacing right here. Now I got all this information. I'm going to save it, and it's the same thing that I have on here. Somebody can go to Lender, land on Nancy. Did update? Ooh, what happened to you? Wait, I deleted it. Holy Moses. No, you're still, oh, it's blank. I didn't save it. Oh, darn it. I thought I saved it. Oh, I did. There you are. Save and continue. Okay, let's see if now she shows up. Oh, we'll go back to her. I can't figure out where I put her. She's in here somewhere. Yeah, we'll come back to her. Remember earlier at the beginning when we started, it says when you set up your initial personal profile, make sure your information is correct. This section right here where it said featured banner that most people would probably not want to do, well, now it finally loaded because I had added one. This is how this banner would look if you chose to add a banner. It's about that size. You can design it in Canva, design whatever you want. If you wanted to showcase whatever you wanted to showcase with an information, when you add the banner, it also asks you for a link. So this particular banner, if somebody clicked on it, I told it to go to the contact page. That banner could actually be, I don't know if you're working with somebody that's really awesome and they're providing you a lot of leads, your lender, you could put, hey, teamed up with King's Mortgage, Nancy Castillo, click here for more info. Click it, and then you tell it to go land on this page. Whichever way you want to do it, the idea is you want to create a relationship with whichever company you're working with, and then of course brand them because they're probably going to refer you more business, hopefully. So that's where that banner would pop in, is right up on top when we do that. And I lost her page, but we'll go back to that. So that's how you would add this contact information and stuff. The key part to this information is suggested content. I need to go back to home value title. Nope. I need to go to lender. So this is where you would put in this SEO optimization. Everybody knows Google is king. Whenever you create a page on Google, you have to and you should put a description of the page and put keywords. So if somebody's Googling home value estimator, how much is my home worth? This hopefully will index your website on Google. Like we said, Google is king. And then you want to write a description. What will happen is if you start learning how to do SEO, and basically it's really simple, and like I've told most of you, you just got to call me and set up some time and we'll go through it. It'll actually help your website eventually, because most agents have been asking me, hey, I need a website. I need to create a blog. I says, well, you have one, which is this website that'll allow you to create so many additional pages, buying tips. I added a page for local buying tips. There it is. The reason why it's got keywords: escrow, negotiating, offer, pre-qualification. Those are all keywords for Google. There's one for buyer service pledge. Same difference. This is a buyer service pledge. This is a keyword. very important to Google. And I told it because it's bold and it's larger than the rest of the text. This is very important. So I've added a lot of pages to my website. Home value look seller service pledge. When you set up yours, you're welcome to take these, copy them and paste them to yours. And if you need to add a little extra verbiage, please do so. But at least you'll get your website to show that it has more content and it's more full currently. So does anybody have currently, I can't see the screen, if anybody has any questions currently.
In the chat right now.
I'm sorry?
No questions in the chat.
Okay, so once you've set this up, leads and marketing, this section right here says, hey, this is your contact form. That's the form that is going to be right here, contact me. First name, last name, email address, phone number, additional comments. It says you could put a little bit of verbiage, and would you like to add any additional fields? You can say, you can decide whatever fields you want and add it. And this is going to be a text entry. Is this a required field? You're like, no, I don't. They don't have to put a property address or whatever field you want to put in here. You can add it to this contact form and then save. Then if you go to social networking, it says, hey, would you like to manage and add any of these social websites to your page? They will show up right here. Right on the right-hand side, they can click Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and take them, because now you're linking to your social networks. So that is easy to do. You just pick Twitter or you pick Reddit, and it says, what's your username for Reddit? And you hit save. That's it. If it was some of the other ones, sometimes they'll ask you for the URL. So if it's like, I don't know what line is, edit, it says, what's your line ID? It's really simple. If it's LinkedIn, it's the same thing. It asks you for your LinkedIn URL. What is the URL to LinkedIn? So if I went back to LinkedIn, edit, see, on this one, it says, what's your URL to your profile? So you find out where your profile link is, add it in here and hit save. And then once you do that, these, once you hit save, show up right here on your website. Now your website's getting all your social networks tied in. It's got your information right here. Once we get to that point, where did I go? Right here. Then it says, if you want to create a blog. Now, a lot of you have asked me, said, hey, should I create a blog? If you wanted to create a blog, this is where you would create a blog post. I honestly probably would not create it here. I would update a post on your Google My Business listing, because that is on Google showcasing your property. So I don't know how to tell you guys how important it is for you to set up a Google My Business listing and set it up. The last training we had, I was surprised that I had nobody call me to set up their Google My Business. And the reason why that is so important is if somebody is searching on Google and says, I want to look for a local realtor, whether it's on their phone or their computer, it'll show that on their phone, especially. It's going to show this with information. And if you look more places, it'll show a list. Well, after Century 21 Call with a Banker, the next person that shows up is Bridget. So if somebody was actually doing that, they're like, oh, let me just call her. She's a realtor. I don't need to call a company. I don't want to call a company because she called me to set up her account. I don't need to call a company. I'm looking for a realtor. So she showed up right away. Here's her phone number. This link right here goes to her website, bridgetdavis.com. And then you go down and you got Linda and then whoever else. But I don't see any other Century 21 agents in here, which is a shame. So if you're wondering why you're not getting leads, it's probably because you haven't set this up and driving traffic. And this section will allow you to create a blog. So more on that one later. Once you add your social networks, You can decide, hey, by the time I got done, my homepage, I want to showcase it just a text message, welcome with a Facebook feed on the right, or I could set it up with a Twitter on the right, or just leave it blank. And then I can rearrange these widgets. These widgets right here are your featured property, area served, new listing, local area, which is these widgets here. Local area, local listings. I would not remove them, rearrange them, just leave them alone. The less thing you have to worry about, no big deal. Then it says, hey, would you like a background image? These get rotated randomly. I would not mess with them and try to upload your own images. Let these just randomly be the ones that showcase and switch out right on top, right here. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel like, hey, the system will do it for me. There's no reason for me to do this. You go save and continue, go to the next spot. And then this navigation button will allow you to says, hey, in here, you have 4 items that are the main menu items right along the top. Everything else that we have, we're gonna drop it under more. Then it'll allow you to decide which is the 4 that you would like it to show. And then everything will go under more. So if you want, you click local buying tips and you says, no, you know what? I want buyer service pledge first. I want seller service pledge second. I don't have a blog, so I'm gonna put my lender and then I'm gonna hit save. So you rearrange that section and it'll take a little while and it'll update itself right here and switch these 4 out and then everything will go down here. Once you go through, right, navigation structure, then you come down to publish for the first time and you come in here and says, okay, publish these changes and all the changes that I made, and now let me preview my website. So once you publish all the changes you've done through the site and all the information that you've added, service pledge, seller pledge, lender, contact me, have popped in. My front page, I decided, see the image switched out automatically. My front page, I wanted the Facebook on the right, which is perfect. If they land on my page, like, oh my God, let me go to a Facebook page. Let me like it, boom, they can like it right there. And then all of this is in here. The homes, one of the things that most of you do not realize is, let's see, if I can see, Tulare County has 485 homes for sale. So I'm gonna run this down real short. Let's say I have an investor. Hey, Mike, if you got an investor, what's the highest price point they're looking up to, about 175?
Yeah, it just depends on them. I mean, some of them are buying even higher than that.
Okay, so let's say you have investors knowing this market. They're like, you know what? I'll take anything up to $200,000 anywhere in Tulare County. So we already did the search and we decided that when we went in here, we put Tulare County. So if I did that and then I put price point up to 200,000 because my investor doesn't care how many bedrooms or bathroom it is, they said, I want to see every property up to 200,000. Then if you did that and you share this link on top all over social media and put a cost, hey, if anybody's looking for investment properties up to $200,000 anywhere in Tulare County, click the link below. They will automatically land right back on this page, which is your website, whether it's, you know, Mike G or Kevin's website or Yolanda's website, it doesn't matter. They'll land on here, see all these properties. Every single one of these properties that they click on will always have the agent's name on it, agent's phone. Every property also, if somebody fills out this contact form, will go directly to the agent via Zap and get a text message notification, which is really cool because then that's how you can showcase properties because somebody's looking up to here, they want a 3-bedroom at least and a 2-bath. Perfect. And then what you do is you let it finish. And then now in here, it says bath 2, bedrooms 3, maximum price 200,000. You copy this. Some of you that want to grow your business in another area, because maybe you have people that are looking for properties up to a certain amount in Clovis, California, and you could do the same thing. I said, I want to show properties in Clovis between 300 and 250 to 300. Sorry, I was backwards. I have quite a few people asking me. It's going to be at least a 3-bedroom right here. 2-bath is what they're looking for, between 250 and 300,000 in Clovis. Here you go. All of these properties are in Clovis. You're not even a member of the MLS. It doesn't matter. This is a national IDX feed on your own website. You take this right here, paste it, and send it out to wherever you want to send it on Facebook or whatever. It says, hey, if anybody's looking for properties in Clovis between 250 and 300,000, click the link below. They will land. A customer can land anywhere on this property, and it still has your information. The lead filling out this inquiry will still go to your cell. Whether you do it there, whether you decide that, hey, I got clients who are looking for property in Miami, Florida. It's got 10,000. Holy Moses, we should sell in Florida, for God's sake. Same difference. Somebody wants to look for property under $500,000 to $600,000. Here's all these properties. They're not looking about price point. On the right, you copy this URL, you send it to them. If somebody clicks that URL, they will come back right to this list. They'll click this home in Miami. They will fill out this contact form. The lead will go straight to your cell, even though the property is in Miami. The reason this is really cool is because now you can send out outgoing referrals, especially if you have friends and family in other states. This will work for properties from Alaska to New York and from, like I said, Hawaii all the way to Miami. And give you the ability, like I said, to add custom pages. And I'm going to fill out this because this is where I want lead forms. I got buyer pledges. I got to showcase my lender. There's my lender. If somebody clicks on a tab, so I can build a relationship with my lender. And this is exactly like I was speaking to a couple of agents. I said, you don't need a website. You don't need to spend $400 for a website because they're going to build one, drive traffic by spending Google ads. Well, you have this website. Spend about $100 and drive Google ads and generate leads and have them come to this website or have them come to this little landing page that you want. Let them fill out this contact form and drive traffic that way. You have a website. We just got to take the time, you, me, whoever wants to set it up, and set them up. For you that are Spanish, the second one right here is actually a website that'll showcase as much property that it can in Spanish. So I'm going to show you just real quick before we get out. This one, I went to Google, like Mike G says. Google has a really awesome Google Translator. I have no idea because I don't speak Spanish if any of this verbiage is correct, but oh well, excuse me if it's not. But what it'll do is it'll showcase whatever property, the same thing. All the properties are national. They can search anywhere they want. I want to look for property in Tulare, California. There you go. I want to see, doesn't matter what it is, this one. So what it does is, of course, most of this, you type agents, put it in English, but the headers will be in Spanish. And this will do this for every property in there in the entire United States, as long as it's an active listing. So this is really cool for those of you that want to cater to a Spanish community or only Spanish speaking and says, you know what, this would be really cool because I can put links to this website on my email signature and say for view property listings in Espanol, click here. To view properties in English, click here. And then add it to your email signature and let people decide if they want to use it, but they're available for you to have and to set up. The last one I want to show you, I don't know why I went there. Go back. No, I'm all confused. Those of you that really actually want to grow your business, is Jordan Century 21 says, hey, how would you like to take advantage of a third website, which would be the one on the bottom, has a C on it. That one, visit right here, will showcase commercial. Now, I don't have no idea why that's commercial. It's probably because it's 1.6 million. It's probably got land with it. But if I look at my listings here, I told it to showcase anything that's a commercial property as mine in the company. Whether it's a gas station, no matter where it is, customers can come to this website. you have to name it, whatever it is. I put mine, bobpatelcommercial.c21.com. I could share this all over social media. I can go in here and says, my client's looking for a commercial property in San Diego. Great, you got 49 of them. Send them this link, let them look at it. And if they fill out this inquiry form, guess what? All the leads still go straight to you, to your cell. So now you can promote English listings in English, Spanish, anywhere in the country, or you can promote commercial listings. The key to all of this is actually taking the time to set up the websites. So, questions, anybody, before I unshare? There's a lot.
I still don't see any questions yet.
No, like I'm surprised. I did a great job, but they're like, I'm afraid to ask. One of the two. No questions, anybody?
You know, everybody out there, you know, if you need help from Bob, just give him a call, set a time, make sure you commit the same amount of time it takes for him to do what he needs to do. And you know, the more you get out there in social media, the better off you're going to be as we move forward. So use the resources. You know, we got a great company, great, you know, they provide a lot of resources for you as agents, and you have to take advantage of it. So reach out to Bob, set an appointment, and move forward in some of these areas.
Yeah, there's no reason that you can't take the time to, even if you just did the basic setups and later on took the time to learn it. But you know, the reason I wanted to introduce this again is like in the last week, I've had agents ask me that they wanted to spend $400 or $500 a month on a website to generate leads. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why would you want to do that when you already have websites? You just got to take the time to set up and then generate your own leads with pay-per-click or generate your own Facebook advertising. And it asks for a URL, a landing page, direct them to this website. And it doesn't matter where they search anywhere in their country, because if they fill out the contact form, at least it always has your phone number on it. So if you want to learn how to do more of the Facebook ads or the pay-per-click, let me know. I'm here to help you guys, but sometimes it's hard to do it when you ask me at the last minute and it has to get done now. So I'd rather you guys, before we actually full-blown open, get some of your accounts and whatever marketing stuff that you want to get set up. Let's get it set up now so you're ready to roll.
All right. Great job, Bob. Let's see if we can get some people on board, work with you, and so we can get that information out. The more,
Got it.
Thank you, guys. Get. All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.